Hi guys, thanks so much for tuning back into my channel. My name's Elizabeth and I'm an addict in recovery who through using the laws, the spiritual laws and principles such as the law of attraction have begun living a life of prosperity and abundance, and you can too. And so today is going to be a little bit of a bitch party. I don't like to do them. I'm not a big advocate or proponent of let's get my feelings off of my chest and da 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 da. I'm more of the speed that let's not give too much negative things, more negative energy, But there's one thing that just really gets under my skin, and that's when people just act like total sheep and they just don't seem to have a mind of their own. We all want help sometimes. We all need help sometimes. We all need guidance. We all need good advice. And, when awesome, wonderful, beautiful spiritual teachers come along and they speak so eloquently, and they speak so beautifully, and just everything they say seems to ring truth. It's a wonderful thing, and it's a wonderful gift to us, and it really helps us to grow. And I love Abraham Hicks. Don't get me wrong. And for those of you who are Abraham Hicks freaks, don't lose your mind. Just hear me out for a second, okay? Because you're probably one of the main ones I'm talking about here, okay? And, I have listened to a lot of Abraham Hicks. She's helped me come to a lot of my own personal conclusions about things. She's, I've spent a lot of hours with her on the commute to work. So, and I don't mean to really pick on Abraham Hicks, but she's just the one person that I am picking on a little bit, mainly because I know she can take it, and also because she's who I happen to be listening to when this topic came to my mind, and this situation kind of got under my skin. So, sorry, Abraham, but you're it. Okay. That being said, what works my nerves is people who go to these retreats to hear spiritual leaders, or they, like with Abraham Hicks, she does a lot of like cruises and stuff. You're paying, okay? You're paying good money to go sit in the little hot seat and get to talk to Abraham Hicks, okay? So yeah, she's a spiritual leader, but you're paying, okay? This is also entertainment. And like I said, many of the things that she says, like, oh yeah, I mean, they ring true. Now, the one thing I don't like about Abraham Hicks, though, and why I'm just saying you may not want to take all of her advice, is because she never says, I don't know. Now, the reason she never says, I don't know, is because she's supposedly channeling these spirit guides, these all-knowing spirit guides named Abraham. Right? That's who you're not really supposed to be talking to. Actually, Esther Hicks, the woman. When you go to see Esther Hicks, you're supposed to be talking to her spirit guide, who she channels, Abraham. Hence the name Abraham Hicks, for those of you who don't know who Abraham Hicks is. But listen, you go and listen to these spiritual guides, these spiritual, you know, I don't care who she says she's channeling. Listen, we all commune with God. We all hear God's voice. We all have spirit guides. I can go into deep meditation and come out with insights, okay? I don't say that the insight I'm getting, I don't necessarily give that insight to another entity or, you know, create another name and give credit for my insight to that specific entity. But listen, Abraham, and even through Esther's own words, you know, Abraham comes through all of us. This Abraham person, spirit. So yeah, so people go to these, you know, and they get in front of her, and they're like, they just all of a sudden, like, they lose their minds. They really, they think that they're in front of, like, the great oracle, the all-knowing oracle, and they lose their minds. All common sense goes out the window. Okay, now just to give a couple examples, and this was the one example that I heard that really got me got the smoke kind of going out my ears, was I heard a man's, you know, he's standing up and he's talking to Abraham Hicks, and he's asking her a question basically in regards to the Bible, who Abraham, in his own words, her own words, clearly admitted that they'd not read the Bible. They know nothing about this Bible that you speak of. Okay? So that tells you right there, they don't know. They don't know the answer. So, but the guy, he comes anyway with the question about the virgin birth. And the guy is basically, I guess he's kind of relating all the stories in the Bible, like, you know, the fact that, you know, Jonah got swallowed by the whale, or, you know, just whatever, just different stories. But I remember the big one was, you know, the virgin birth, that he, you know, this person, you know, wanted to know basically if Jesus was really born of a virgin. Well, Abraham Esther Hicks scoffed when this guy said, you know, that Jesus was born of her. Like, she scoffed at it, like like it was, like, to her, like, it was so stupid that she couldn't even believe that the person was asking her this. Okay, which ding ding ding, red flag right there. Okay, because Abraham Hicks, in and of herself, is telling us basically that all things are possible. I mean, that is the underscore of her message, of her entire message, is that all things are possible in direct proportion or direct regards to your beliefs, that they can be possible. And she scoffed. So right away, she scoffs. But here's the thing, like, the guy, as soon as she scoffs and, like, makes a joke about it, then the whole audience starts laughing like it's all a big joke. And the guy's like, oh yeah, like, I think it's totally ridiculous myself, but I just want to hear, like, your thoughts on it. Like, no, like, stop right there. You do not think it's, like, you believe that Jesus was born of the virgin, and you're a Christian, but you're trying to reconcile your Christian beliefs with what Abraham Hicks is saying, which is perfectly okay. But you're embarrassed. You don't want to put Abraham Hicks on the spot because she's now speaking about something she has no knowledge of. Okay, and it's something you're trying to reconcile. But you paid good money to be on this cruise to ask her this question, okay? And, yeah, you just totally didn't stand your ground. You just totally backed down. Okay? And you didn't say what you really wanted to say. You didn't ask what you really wanted to ask, because you're treating this person who has great knowledge and who has great insight, and maybe who even has much more personal spiritual knowledge than you, or has walked a further journey down that path than you. But you basically let her make you feel dumb. And really, in that specific scenario, she's the dumb one. She's the ignorant one, because she doesn't know. She's already admitted she's never read the Bible. She has no clue what you're talking about. But, that to the side. If something just doesn't sit right with you, here's the reason spiritual leaders get so far along anyways, because when they speak, there is something about what they say that resonates with you. And even though maybe you've never heard the message before, what you're hearing resonates as truth, because there is something inside of you. It is the stillness, it is the presence, it is the you that you were before you were born into this body that knows this message. It's bringing back a memory. This message is ringing true, right? This message is resonating with you as truth, because it's jarring the memory of who you really are before you came, and who you will go back to when you leave here. There's something that resonates within all of us. There's a place we all come from, and there's a place that we all go to, and that place is the truth itself. And the reason spiritual leaders get so far along is because what they're saying resonates. It rings true with you. It rings true inside you, okay? But that doesn't mean then that every little single thing that they ever say ever again for the rest of their life or infinity is always going to be truth. And listen, if it doesn't sit with you, be okay with that. Trust yourself. Abraham Hicks has said that children who have been abducted and that are murdered and, tortured by serial killers and pedophiles and horrible, horrible people, that they have actually chosen this for themselves. I've heard this theme. I've heard this theme before with the non-duality teachings. It don't sit right with me, okay? It does not sit okay with me. No, it's not okay. No, I'm not going to, be okay with the pedophile or be all forgiving for the serial killer because the child chose the life path, or the child's soul needed to experience it on some level. I'm sorry, no. I call bullshit. Okay? There's horrible people out there that do horrible things, and that's something that they chose as a gift of free will that unfortunately, some souls just have been a victim of. Now, do I feel that soul can take that experience and still progress with it on your spiritual journey? Of course. Okay, but listen. No. Maybe eventually, more will be revealed and I'll change my view on that at some point. But as of right now, no. I don't believe that children choose to be abducted and murdered. I'm sorry. Not going to convince me of that anytime soon. Abraham Hicks is also stated that there is no such thing as evil, and that there's no such thing as demons. That basically, there's only an accumulation of thought that has just that's built up so much negative energy that, people can perceive, that these are demons or whatever. But, no, sorry. No. There's actually documented evidence, thousands of cases documented by the Catholic Church of real demon possession. This is a real thing that happens and has been happening for hundreds of years. And these demons they have knowledge of things that people cannot have knowledge of. They speak in Latin, they speak in Hebrew, they speak in tongues that the person doesn't even know. They do, I don't know, like not just telepathic, but levitation or whatever, like they levitate objects and sling chairs across the room and stuff. These are documented cases of demonic possession where the demon actually gives his name to be, expelled. And these demon names can be found in the satanic Bible, for lack of a better, the Necronomicon, or the Book of Demons, okay? And these are found. And exorcism, these are legitimate, real, live, scientifically documented cases, okay? So, again, wrong. Evil does exist. Evil entities absolutely do exist. And then again, in her whole theme of anything is possible, then isn't it possible demons exist, So she's like contradicting her own theory, her own message in that. And then this one is the absolute kicker for me. Reason number 4, why you might not want to take all of Abraham Hicks's advice, okay? And it's because, and listen, I was so excited. Listen, I was trying to quit smoking at the time. And so when I heard there was a video, a YouTube video where Abraham Hicks actually talked about how to quit smoking, I was so excited. And I was listening to it in my car, and I'm all hyped up. And what does she say? I mean, when I heard what she said, it just floored me. Smoking's not bad for you. It's only the belief in smoking that makes it bad. The belief that smoking is bad for you that makes it bad for you. What? What? I call bullshit. No. Listen, for 50 years before they even told us smoking was bad for us, doctors were actually telling people to smoke, because the tobacco companies were giving doctors bonuses, Christmas bonuses, and vacations to actually prescribe for people to smoke so they could sell more cigarettes. They were breaking the doctors off. So not only did people not believe that it was bad for them, but they actually believed and were being told that smoking was good for them. And it wasn't until people started boop, 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 dropping like flies, okay? And they were doing autopsies on people and breaking their chests open and finding that their lungs were black from smoke. And the tobacco companies were still paying the doctors to keep it to keep quiet, don't tell, keep quiet. We want to sell more cigarettes, okay? So don't fucking tell me that it's only my belief that cigarettes are bad for me that make it bad for me. What? Do not listen. If you want to go ahead and believe that Abraham Hicks is the all-knowing oracle, and you want to go ahead and keep on smoking because Abraham Hicks told you it's only the belief, as long as you believe it's good for you, it'll be fine. Okay. You go ahead and believe that if you want to. Listen, don't lose your mind. Don't lose your mind. Okay? God bless a spiritual leader. God bless them. They're responsible for a lot of spiritual growth. Thank God we need them. You know? But listen, don't lose your mind. If it doesn't resonate with you, common sense is okay. It's still okay. Okay? All right. And that's it for today, guys. Thanks so much for tuning back into my channel. With that, my name's Elizabeth. My channel's Self-Created Life. And I hope to see you back here again. Love ya. Namaste. Mwah.